So these are, jihadi-minded extremists. You see, the person that you have called a prominent leader was a firebrand fanatic who was calling for blood of others. This Pakistan-style political practice and culture where political parties keep their own militia. You see, the person that you have called a prominent leader was a firebrand fanatic who was calling for blood of others. For whatever the reason, he was gunned down by someone who is apparently who was close to him. He was part of his armed gang. That's what we have been told, at least from the media. Using that as an excuse, the Yunus regime wanted to instigate his extremists and their handful of followers with the help of other fanatic political parties and start a riot across the country. So the objective is to primarily delay the election that they themselves are talking about. And the second objective is to basically eliminate our grassroots who are still active inside the country. And they also have attacked different foreign missions, including the Indian High Commission in my home city, Chittagong, and wanted to instigate a tougher response from our friendly neighbor and long-standing partner in international affairs of Bangladesh, which is India. So they wanted to instigate it, and instead of investigating what has happened to the incident, instead of deploying law and order security personnel across the cities, they have themselves called for blood. So one of the ministers of Yunus cabinet, Mr. Mahfouz, who have submitted his resignation, although he's technically still part of the government because he's still enjoying the government protocol and everything, he himself has called for dead bodies. And he said that from now on, we will be taking on more dead bodies, and if needed, we will ourselves be martyr. So these are, jihadi-minded extremists. They took over the helm of the state for some time, and having realized that it is not their job, they just want to be in the scene, remain relevant in politics, and therefore are trying to cause as much anarchy and chaos as possible. So the two media outlets which used to glorify these individuals have also been attacked. And if someone says that this was a spontaneous reaction, of course it wasn't. This man was unwell, or after he was shot or whatever has happened to him, for a while, and there was no response from the public at large. But for the last couple of days, we have seen several members of the Yunus regime, including the former minister, Mr. Mahfouz, and others, have come out in public and called for blood and dead bodies. So there you go. I mean, that's what you have. When you call for blood and dead bodies to the jihadi crowd, they're going to go out there and aim for that. Well, it was all pre-planned. I mean, it is a pattern that has been planned, and now the plan is in action. It is a state-sponsored activity, what they have been doing. I mean, when two civilians call for blood and dead bodies, how can they not be still arrested? And they have asked for it in public. So it is a pattern, and they have gone towards the Indian High Commission for reasons which none of us are aware of. I mean, what the Indian High Commission has got to do anything to do with the Hadi incident? They wanted to shut it down. I mean, who are they? Really, I mean, what is their mandate? A handful of extremists from some random groups of society wanting to shut down a foreign mission of a friendly country of Bangladesh. I mean, of course, these are unacceptable behavior. And this is when the government should have cracked down. They should have been tough on them. They have not only just failed, but they have instigated them. So you see a pattern where the advisors of the current government, they are instigating from the top and then asking the police and the army to stand still when they run their street dramas. So it is all pre-planned. It's not just a pattern. It has been planned carefully with the election in mind and to continue their illegal grip in power. In my assessment, of course, the two news outlets that we are talking about here, Pratham Alo and Daily Star, used to glorify the leaders of the so-called movement. And after glorification, they, I think, in some way have realized that they have unleashed an evil force in the society, a communal evil force. And as they now try to be minimally neutral on certain issues, i.e., the issues faced by women on a daily basis in Dhaka, where they're being harassed for their dress. Minorities are being attacked across the country, especially the Sanatan minority in the country, and also the Sufi shrines, the liberal shrines across the country and the liberal mosques across the country. As they try to report them, and since these two outlets have some standing in the West, the original backer of the if you like the Yunus regime, they now feel that they have to be eliminated, because if news of their activities, the extremist activities, go out there in the world and from these outlets, of course it shows their true color, and therefore they have attacked them. It's also part of a greater plan to cause as much chaos and anarchy as possible. Of course, we don't condone any violence against any news outlet, but we have to tell your audience here that this is a lesson for the liberals who do not understand, who underestimate the strength of extremists. When you glorify extremists in society and turn them into, or at least run narratives where they are being shown as victims, eventually these extremists and militants will come to hunt you down because of your belief or your liberal practices. So it is a warning bell to everyone. So how did we for 15 years managed, regulated, prosecuted, and jailed these elements? We used the same state apparatus. But as soon as we were ousted, it was told to the especially Western media outlets like Al Jazeera, who are known promoters of Hamas in Palestine and Israel conflict. These outlets have published absolutely fictitious news stories of us imprisoning known terror elements and militants and extremists, calling them as victims of human rights abuse. Whereas these people were preaching, organizing, planning, and attacking during our time, and we had simply, we did not commit any unlawful, act in arresting, apprehending, and putting them in jail. But these people have ran fictitious stories of them being in hidden state and in so-called Aina Ghor, this drama that they have staged. And now they see what kind of element they have unleashed into the society. All the rogue elements who were inside the prisons have been let loose. And the reason that they have been let loose is to continue the illegal grip in power. So an illegal regime has let all the illegals, the criminals, the militants, the extremists out into the society so that there is maximum chaos, so that no political force can deal with them. And in that anarchy and chaos, they will continue to be in power. I mean, how will it stop when the government, the illegal interim government itself, is assisting them? I mean, if you put terror promoting minds and people who hold this idea of Khilafat in the Indian subcontinent through Ghazwatul Hind utopia, how do you expect the state to behave? I mean, it is the same government, the state apparatus that we had used and utilized to keep the country stable. But when you, I mean, our capacity is very good. The state intelligence service, the security personnel, they have very good capacity. And they have proven it time and again in the past. I mean, and for 15 years, except for one incident, terror incident, I mean, we were even more successful than our neighboring countries in managing these extremist elements. And we successfully had done that using our officials, our trained intelligence operatives, our own security personnel. But now they are saying that they were all taking part in unlawful activities, illegal disappearances, and etc. So this is how they have tried to malign our entire establishment. And when you have maligned the security establishment, they are not going to be as proactive as they used to be. That's one thing. And the second thing is that those who are in charge are in fact trying to instigate further violence by using the same state apparatus. So the leaders, when they're calling for blood and dead bodies, that's how things will turn out to be.
So do you think there will be a free and fair election in Bangladesh, given that Awami League is not allowed to contest, they have been banned? How can we say there is a free and fair election when a prominent party which was in power for so long has not been allowed to contest the election, sir?
Yeah, I mean, Awami League has been officially banned, but all the allies who were in government with Awami League or in political alliance in the past are facing de facto ban. They are not allowed to even go to their offices. A large portion of the Jatiyo Party, which had also ruled the country for about 6-7 years in the past under the military dictator Ershad, has also been effectively banned. So, I mean, more than 60% of the electorates, I mean, our claim is that we command 60% votes in the country. I mean, even if it is not 60%, even if it is 50%, you cannot have the half of our electorates disenfranchised. So the election is, of course, pre-planned. Even then, these lot believe that an election will mean that it will be an incredible election, have any validity in the world stage, and therefore they feel that okay, we are going to cause this kind of trouble and blame that it was because of the chaos and law and order situation the election was not credible, and therefore we'll hold another election where we'll do something else and we'll continue our illegal grip in power. That's their plan so far, and they want to be relevant in politics. I mean, they have tried to float a political party. They have toured across the country and to beef up support. They have not received any response from the people. And in the recent surveys, Yunus's extremist party NCP didn't even command 1% of the public confidence.
Sir, I just want to know your point of view on the recently enacted policy of the government where they have allowed candidates to apply for firearms for their safety. The candidates can apply for firearms. How do you see this policy? This has never been seen or heard anywhere, sir.
I mean, basically, they are heading towards that goal of creating militia force in the country. Jamaat-e-Islami's second man had already declared that they want to have a militia. So it is this Pakistan-style political practice and culture where political parties keep their own militia and their own terror outfits. And then you have other terror outfits assisted by the state in many forms and in many shapes. So that's what they want. They want a Pakistan-style chaotic, communal political culture in the country where the army will continue to be the peace broker.